this video, we want to talk about risk matrix and risk assessment. Generally, in right-hand system, we could have risk assessment and risk matrix for all of the areas. The one that we are talking about today is for the work permit. To do that, we have to enter the data for consequence, probability, and severity. As you can see, in the first part of the dashboard, we have the risk matrix, which is consequence versus probability. In the column, we have negligible to catastrophic, and also we have rare to likely. As you can see inside the matrix, we have the count of 18 items, which is critical and likely to happen. So the weight of this item is 20. And by weight, I mean the multiply of consequence and probability. In this case, I have critical, which is 4, and I have the probability, which is 5. So I have 18 items, which their weight are 20. Okay, let's go to the next part, the risk detail. In this table, I have the details of the work permits. As you can see, I have the work permit number, the description, unit, area, discipline, and so on. Also, at the end of the table, I have the weight, which I mentioned earlier, is calculated by multiplying the consequence and probability. For example, the first one, the weight is 10, and consequence is minor, which is 2, probability is likely, which is 5, and that gives us 10. Also, I have a weight filter there. Imagine I want to see the work permits, which their weight is 20. By clicking on 20, this table gives me the list of work permit numbers which their weight is 20. In other words, they are likely to happen and it is catastrophic, critical. Another example, for example, let's hit 10. This gives me 2 items, 2 work permit numbers which are minor and likely to happen, or catastrophic and unlikely to happen. Now let's see these 2 work permits in the matrix. As you can see, we have one here and another one there. So this was the general overview of risk matrix and the risk assessment. As I mentioned earlier, you could have this analysis for other parts of the software too. So for each one, we define consequence and probability and severity, and you can have this analysis on your system too.